Also, after literally spending 10 minutes digging through these boxes of COVID, you have no trace of Nintendo 64 being in existence, other than a few power cords. There's no controllers, no accessories, nothing. We're talking GameCube, Wii, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, Vita, DS, regular Game Boy, Game Gear, Genesis is here. Like, almost every console. The only one I didn't see the original NES either, but there are controllers. At least there's signs of life. The N64 right now is literally killing me. Moving on. Well, gotta go to the honey hole once in a while, and Seth is here. I'm gonna grab these games from Seth. That pawn shop didn't have a whole heck of a lot for me. It had a lot of games. I mean, if I was looking for their stuff right now, it'd be really cool, but I'm not. Looking for the Nintendo 64. I want the 64-bit power right now. So that's what I need. So gonna meet with Seth. I think this is the last time I'm gonna grab Seth. I think I'm gonna clean him out of his last few games. So I'll meet up with him, grab these games, and I'll show you guys what I picked up at the Fred Meyer parking lot here in Spokane. There he is. The last time I'm going to see Seth for a while. Unless he finds more games that he can sell me. The last deal. All right. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. Seth's done. This is it. Anything to say, Seth?
No. Like before, I'm happy that these games are good to you, man. I'm happy that I found somebody who loves these games more than I do.
All right. Finishing up summer. Just met with Seth. Got another lot of games from him. And he is done. He is done with his N64 collecting. I bought a ton of games from him. So as we started this journey, I was at 70 games. Through these vlogs, I am now up to 108 Nintendo 64 games. Over the last few months, I have been on a tear. You've seen me having some successes. You've seen me going to some stores and getting absolutely wrecked, getting trolled by pawn shops over and over and thrift shops. But luckily, Facebook's been good. A few of the local game stores have been good. Not always amazing prices. But let's talk about what I picked up from Seth to finish off his collection and getting them from me. First off, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. Not necessarily a great game from what I've read, not a great label on this one, but again, I'll take what I can get at this point. Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. I believe this is around 35 bucks on price charting, and I'll get to the prices at the end. Cruisin' USA, a classic arcade game. I'm sure many people who had the Nintendo 64 probably played Cruisin' USA, even though there's a bunch of different cruising games. This is one really most well known. If you didn't play Cruisin' USA, you probably played Cruisin' World. So pick this up from him as well. I have Cruisin' Exotica, Cruisin' USA, Cruisin' World. I think that might be the end of the cruising games. I gotta find out. I think that's it. I think there was 3 on the system, and I've got those. Next up is F-Zero X, a classic racing game that came out on the Super Nintendo, made its way to the N64, and is still actually going strong on the GameCube. And then, is that it? I haven't seen one in a while. I don't know. I've never been a huge F-Zero fan. Obviously played the games, but more into the kart racers like Mario Kart, Diddy Kong, some of those. But anyway, F-Zero X, glad to have it. Another game that I am familiar with but never really fell in love with, Killer Instinct. Now, Killer Instinct's been around obviously for a long time, a lot of variations, a lot of different consoles and systems. This one is Killer Instinct Gold for the N64, and great condition, good label. Definitely happy to have this one. Moving on, now if you watch that documentary High Score on Netflix, you'll know where the name Kirby came from. Now this is Kirby 64, the Crystal Shard. Glad to have this one. Kirby came from the lawyer who lawyered up for Nintendo and took care of them, I believe, during some, obviously, case. But I think it was Donkey Kong. I think there was a case with the whole Donkey Kong, King Kong, trying to get, the rights to it. Anyway, I think his name was Kirby, and they named this lovable pink character after him. So kind of some cool, history. And if you haven't watched High Score on Netflix, you are literally missing out. It is amazing. Next up is the original Mario Party. Mario Party is such a fun game. I remember even having big get-togethers, buddies would come over and hang out in high school. Everybody was trying to be all cool, but you couldn't deny playing a little Mario Kart on the N64 as well as Mario Party. Mario Kart, Mario Party, The Mario games in general are so fun, and there's obviously 1, 2, and 3. I do not have 2 and 3 yet, but I at least have the initial Mario Party for the N64 finally in my collection. Now, this is a game that I'm quite familiar with, and the franchise in general, Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Mortal Kombat, I don't even need to start on what Mortal Kombat's all about. Everybody knows about Mortal Kombat. If you didn't play Killer Instinct, you probably played Mortal Kombat at some point. I had to play this as a kid at my neighbor's house because my parents didn't like Mortal Kombat, and the whole news and everything else made such a big deal out of it that a lot of parents were against it. And it was part of the reason they had the ESRB in the first place, was because of Mortal Kombat and Night Trap, that whole, you know, FMV type, you know, movie that where you play as these people in a house trying to escape from these weird vampires that suck your blood through a tube. And anyway, again, High Score on Netflix covers it, but I knew about that well before because Night Trap is kind of this weird cult classic that was remade on Switch earlier this year. Next up, the last game, Space Station Silicon Valley. Literally couldn't tell you jack about this game. I don't know what it's about. What I do know is I believe it's like 35 bucks. So in this lot, Space Station Silicon Valley, 35 bucks. Kirby was 35, Mario Party was 35, and I think Batman was 35. Those are the big hitters that were kind of more expensive. But when you buy them in a lot like this, I didn't buy them per game. What we did is if you go on price charting, these games are 250 bucks. That's about the flat rate if you were just going to go on eBay. From what they've all been selling on eBay, they're about 250 bucks for this lot of games. Seth's cool, so he always kind of hooks me up with a little bit of discount. He's obviously in this to make some money. So I paid $200 for these games. Gosh, I need a drink. It seems like a lot. I mean, it seems like a good deal, but when I look at these, it does make my kidneys kind of just flinch ever so slightly, you know? But again, I'm going for the full complete set, so I can't be complaining. I really just need to find a really good lot. Like, I can't wait to post one of these vlogs where I'm like, guys, you wouldn't believe what I found. But we're not getting that right now. We're just getting decent deals on market prices. But again, I'm at 108 games. Now we added 9 more. The collection has grown to 117 games as of right now, out of 296. We're trolling, and we're rolling right along to the N64 complete collection. So stick with it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep trolling. Keep rolling. See you next vlog.